Hi, welcome back to Flipping Pages, Stirring Sauces. And for those of you who have liked, shared, subscribed, and commented, I want to express my greatest gratitude. I asked you in the last segment to make sure it goes viral, and I'm asking you again to do that with this segment because it's very important that we protect our human rights. And like I said, my gratitude and shout out to all of you for your support. It really means a lot to me. And I did go to the union office yesterday and filed my grievance there. When we got there, we were basically told that the union office is not open to receive members. So it was made very clear to them that we were there to drop off grievances and that others were there to submit grievances. They had us wait outside in the cold and went and got the business agent, Kar Maharaj. And he came out, and when he came out, he tried to tell us that we had to go back to Pure Later Inc., our employer, to file our grievances. We made it very clear that we were not going to do the back and forth, that our employer had told us that they were not going to accept our grievances, so we needed to go to the union office to do that. And reluctantly, he took our grievances. But as I've said, I'm asking you to let this one go viral. Anyway, he took our grievances, and I asked him specifically about the other issue that is at hand because he was trying to combine our grievances with a previous grievance, two different things, but he was trying to combine them, and we're not about combining them. The first grievance, the union claimed that they filed back in September when we were put on notice that everyone would be expected to drink the Kool-Aid. I had some tough questions for him that he didn't really answer or try to bluff his way through. I asked him specifically when that grievance, and that grievance was in relation to the Big C mandate. They filed a grievance apparently back in September. He couldn't give me specific dates. So I said to him, and then he said we just have to wait a few months because the company has rejected the grievance. Well, if the company has rejected the grievance, there should be an arbitration process. So I asked him when arbitration was filed. And again, he tried to bluff his way through that. And said that, the arbitrators, they're trying to get arbitrators together and they have to see when arbitrators are available and stuff like that. To me, the union, Canada Council of Teamsters, is dragging their feet, and the company is not doing anything to move this along either, because if they are unable to come to reach an agreement on an arbitrator, or if the arbitrators that they use are not available, they have 15 days from the date that has been established to notify the labor board, and so the labor board then chooses an arbitrator and assigns an arbitrator to the situation. Now, that grievance was filed back in September 2021. We are now in January 2022, and no arbitrator has been assigned, and it has not been referred to the labor board for the labor board to assign an arbitrator. And so when I pressed him, he couldn't give me any details. He couldn't give me any real answers. He was just bluffing his way through and hoping that this will drag. This is not going to drag, because we're not going to let it drag. Anyway, he did say to me that once my grievance has been submitted to Purelator Inc., my employer, that he would provide me with confirmation of that. Well, I did receive confirmation from him today that my grievance was submitted to Purelator. His letter to Purelator stated, "Here is a grievance for your files." Nowhere in that did he state to Purelator that under Article 10 of our collective agreement, which reads, Article 10, Disciplinary Measures, 10.01. It is recognized that the imposition of discipline is the exclusive right of the company. Written reprimand, suspension, and discharge are the disciplinary measures susceptible of being imposed depending upon the gravity of the frequency of the infraction in question. In the event an employee is suspended for disciplinary purposes, he may choose one of the following at the time the discipline is presented. Accept and serve the suspension. An employee choosing one will be deemed to have forfeited his rights under Articles 8 and 9. Now, nowhere does it say that a disciplinary measure of unpaid leave can be taken by Purelator Inc. against its employees. And that is what Purelator Inc. has done. Purelator Inc. has put its employees who refuse to drink the Kool-Aid on an unpaid leave of absence. They do not have the right to do that. The next section says that the second choice is grieve the suspension and remain on the job until the grievance is resolved. Now, we've submitted our grievance, and our union, the Canada Council of Teamsters, did not say to our employer, Purelator Inc., these people have filed their grievances. You must let them back in to work until this grievance has been resolved. And so I wrote to Amkar Maharaj, the business agent, and I said to him specifically, I will read to you what my email to him stated. I said in my email to him, Dear Mr. Maharaj, thank you for forwarding my grievance to Purelator. When can I expect Purelator to abide by Article 10.1(2) of the collective agreement? Regards, Arlene. And that's the section that says that they must let us into work until the grievance is resolved. This collective agreement between Purelator Inc. and Canada Council of Teamsters is being abused, it's being stepped on, and a myriad of our rights under this collective agreement are now being violated. Now tonight, I want to say to all the Purelator employees who have not exercised their rights to file a grievance, I suggest you file a grievance as soon as possible. You only have 10 days from the date of the discipline, this unjust discipline that Purelator Inc. has forced upon us, to file a grievance. If you do not file a grievance, then you may be forfeiting your right to be made whole, to recovery. And do not let anyone attach your personal grievance to the grievance that they filed in September against the Purelator Kool-Aid policy. It's two different things. It's two different things. The grievance they filed is against the Kool-Aid policy. The grievances we are filing is against the unjust behavior of Purelator Inc. in violating our rights. Now, what I want to say to you is, Purelator is a Goliath in the logistics field. They are a multi-million-dollar giant when it comes to moving parcels and packages. And Purelator Inc. is discriminating against people who refuse to drink the juice. So, I'm appealing to everyone out there who believe in human rights and who believe in the right of self. I'm appealing to everyone who has a religious compass. Even when the Creator created us, He gave us free will. Everyone who wants to stand up for their rights need to boycott Purelator Inc. Do not spend your un-Kool-Aided dollars with Purelator Inc. Go to their competitors. Go to somebody who is not discriminating against us and spend your money with them. Do not spend your money with Purelator. Purelator and the Canada Council of Teamsters Union is discriminating against people who do not drink the Kool-Aid. Discrimination in any form under Canadian law is against the law. So, I'm appealing to all of you to do your part. Do not spend your money with a company that discriminates against people because of their religious beliefs and because of their desire to protect their rights. And that is what Purelator is doing right now. So, my brothers and sisters from Purelator, make this go viral. Hold Purelator accountable and hold our Prime Minister Justin Trudeau accountable for practicing discrimination, for violating the Canadian Charter of Rights. Justin Trudeau should be arrested for treason. He should be locked up for treason. He is pitting people against people. And the people who have drank the Kool-Aid, who worked side by side with us a week ago, is treating us like we have the plague. We need to stand up. We need to make our voices heard. We need to boycott these companies that are practicing blatant discrimination. We need to let Justin Trudeau know that his blatant disregard for the right of Canadians to stand up for their rights will not be accepted and will not be tolerated anymore. I hope that my position has been made clear, and I hope that people who believe in human rights will stand up. Make this go viral. I'm only one voice. Let's stand together and do something about this. We've sat back and watched them trample over our rights and treat us like we're filth. They've lied about us. They said that we are the ones spreading this thing because we refuse to drink the Kool-Aid. when in fact, the ones who have drank the Kool-Aid are the ones who are spreading this thing. But I'm not going to accuse anybody of anything. But I know there are lies out there, and people are swallowing up these lies, and people are not standing up for themselves. You need to get up, do something, move, do something. Any little thing you do to help the cause goes a long way. So make this video go viral so people know that they're not alone. Make this video go viral so people know to boycott those who would trample on our rights. South Africa. Apartheid was so big in South Africa. And what happened? A little man by the name of Bob Marley. So we're not going to play Sun City. And then all the other musicians got on board. We're not going to play Sun City. And what did they do? They brought apartheid in South Africa to its knees. Let's bring apartheid. You know what I mean. I'm too worked up right now. And sometimes when I get worked up, I have trouble pronouncing my words. But it is an apartheid system that they're practicing right now. And we need to stomp it out. We need to stomp out this discrimination, this hatred that is being perpetrated against people who refuse to drink the Kool-Aid. Okay? They won't let us fly on their planes. I'm sure there are people out there with money that can start an airline for the people who refuse to drink the Kool-Aid. There's supermarkets out there for the people who refuse to drink the Kool-Aid. Let's get together. Let's spend our dollars on services for people who refuse to drink the Kool-Aid. Let's get together and do our part to stop this. It seems the world has gone mad. It seems as if nobody is using their common sense. I think they say stupidity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. How much more of the Kool-Aid do people have to drink to see that it's not working, it's never gonna work? Because the aim here is control, imprisonment, control, imprisonment. We've been imprisoned in our homes. We've been imprisoned in our countries. The Canadian Charter of Rights gives us the freedom of movement. Justin Trudeau has brought in a law or a mandate to say that if we don't take the juice, we cannot get on a plane. Well, let's start our own company and get on our own planes. We need to stop thinking, pardon me, we need to stop relying on others, and we need to do for self, and we need to stand up and be counted. We need to stand up so that when history looks back on us, history can say, yeah, they fought for what was right. Hopefully when history looks back at Justin Trudeau, it will be in a straitjacket. Hopefully when history looks back at all these world leaders today who keeps lying to us, it will be that they were punished for what they've done to humanity. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now. I'm at peace with myself. I'm at peace with my world. And I'm at peace with my Creator, the giver of breath, Ahaya, Yahweh, the Ancient of Days, the Most High. This is David, and David is standing up to Goliath. I wish you Baruch and Shalom.